Hey friends, welcome to this brand new video all about Garten of Banban 8. Today I have some really exciting updates for you because we're going to talk about new official spoilers and fresh messages written by Faris, one of the two developers of the game. As you know, just yesterday the Euphoric brothers released the official release date video for Chapter 8 and I already showed and analyzed it in yesterday's video, but today we're going a step further. We're going to dig deeper and focus on a specific screenshot taken directly from that video where there are so many hidden details that most people completely missed. And that's not all. In the past few hours, Faris has written several official messages on Discord, and even though at first they might look like simple replies to fans, they actually contain important information that, if read carefully, give us a much better idea of what to expect in this new chapter. Some of these lines are almost like little teasers, and when we combine them with the clues from the screenshot, we can start forming a much clearer picture of the story and what new areas we might explore in the game. So today we're going to do a full analysis. First, we'll look at all the hidden details in the screenshot from the release date video. Then, we'll go over Faris' official Discord messages to see what confirmations they give us and what new theories they might open up. Finally, we'll put everything together to understand where the story of Garten of Banban 8 might be heading. Before we start, as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. This way you won't miss any of the upcoming Garten of Banban 8 updates, because here you'll always find news, analysis and theories as soon as they drop, so you'll always be one step ahead of the rest of the fans. So get ready. Now, as promised, I will once again show you the official clip with the release date announcement of Garten of Banban 8. It's the same video we saw yesterday, but today we will rewatch it with a special focus, because right after we will move on to a deep analysis of a very specific scene and the screenshot we got from it. Alright, now that we've rewatched the video, let's focus on the screenshot. As we can clearly see, this image captures a very interesting scene full of details. In the background, we can clearly spot the mural of Flambeau's family painted on the wall. In the foreground, we see a citizen doing push-ups, and this is already curious. It's not a random scene. His posture and the context he's in suggest that he may not be just a random passerby, but someone who could have a specific role in the story. On the left, a bit further away, there's a large courtyard, wide and enclosed, giving the impression of a controlled movement area. By putting these elements together, we can deduce that the scene takes place inside a prison. The courtyard strongly resembles the outdoor areas where prisoners can engage in physical activities. From here, a very interesting theory arises. The citizen doing push-ups could actually be one of the prisoners of this place and not a free person. As we well know, it has already been confirmed that Chapter 8 will take place, at least in part, inside a prison. This screenshot seems to be a perfect visual confirmation of that information, and at the same time it gives us new clues about how this setting might be structured, which characters we might meet, and how they could be connected to the main story. Now let's focus more closely on what we can glimpse in the courtyard on the left of the image. At first glance, it might seem like just an empty space, but if we look carefully, we can notice a very interesting detail. The presence of several windows facing directly onto this courtyard. These are not just decorative elements because these windows allow us to take a look at what is inside the building. If we zoom carefully on the image, we can even make out some figures. They seem to be citizens inside those rooms. Here comes the big question. Are they citizen prisoners locked up in cells or enclosed spaces, or are they citizen guards assigned to watch over the area? At the moment, we don't have a clear answer, but in either case, this is a very important clue. The very fact that through these windows we can see what's inside the building suggests something very interesting for the gameplay. It means that this area will almost certainly be explorable. And at some point in the game, we will have the chance to go inside that building. So it won't just be a background element, but an active and relevant part of the map. All this confirms that the prison will be a very large and complex area, with multiple sections connected to each other and a lot to discover. It won't just be a single corridor or a small room. We will be facing a vast environment with courtyards, buildings, cells, and perhaps even underground areas. Every window, every door, and every corridor could hide secrets, side characters, and details that will enrich the story of Garten of Banban 8. Now let's move on to analyze another very interesting detail that can be spotted in the image. The presence of a door located in the right area. At first glance it might seem like a common element, but if we look closely we immediately notice something special. This door is completely different from all the ones we have seen in the previous chapters. In the past chapters of Garten of Banban, the design of the doors has always been quite uniform. Same style, same colors, same basic structure. It was a recognizable element, almost standardized in the aesthetics of the game. However, here we are faced with a new door model with a look that stands out clearly from the traditional one. It might seem like a minor detail, but in reality it's a very strong signal. This change is a clear hint that the Euphoric brothers are aiming to take a new direction with the 8th chapter, introducing innovations even in small details to give the game a fresher, more refined atmosphere, and above all one that is coherent with the new settings. We're not talking about a simple aesthetic change. These details make it clear that the goal is to make Garten of Banban 8 more revolutionary and more immersive compared to the previous chapters. And this isn't the first time we've seen such a signal. Already in the first teaser image released for this chapter, the one showing Banban's new transformation inside Syringion's clinic, there was a completely new door with an original design. That was the first clue. And now with this screenshot, we have confirmation. The Euphoric brothers are aiming for an aesthetic and probably also structural renewal of the environments. This kind of choice has a big impact on the player, because even elements that may seem secondary, like a door, can transmit different sensations, give the impression of a place never explored before, and increase curiosity about what lies behind it. Every new design is an implicit promise of new content, and in a chapter that is shaping up to be much bigger. Now let's move on to a very interesting official message that Faris wrote on Discord. A user asked Faris why they chose August 21st for the release date of chapter 8 instead of a day earlier like the 19th or 20th. Faris's answer was pretty simple, but at the same time meaningful. They chose August 21st because, in his words, Thursday is cool. This answer, seemingly light-hearted, actually hides a detail many fans noticed with surprise. Until now, except for chapter 6, the Euphoric brothers had always chosen to release their games on Friday, a fairly standard and predictable day for big launches. No one expected that for this 8th chapter they would pick a Thursday, breaking a well-established habit. This change of day is not just a whim, but probably part of a broader strategy by the developers. They want to communicate that this chapter will be different, that they are breaking the patterns of the past, not only in gameplay and story, but also in how they handle communication and game release. This small but important detail helps us understand that the Euphoric brothers really want to innovate and surprise fans, leaving nothing to chance. It's like they want to say you can no longer predict everything. Get ready to be surprised at any moment. As a result, from now on it will definitely be harder to make precise predictions about the release dates of future chapters. The traditional habit of expecting a Friday launch seems to have been abandoned, and this opens up new possibilities and a bit more suspense for all of us fans of the series. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.